Mr. B XRP here, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about David Schwartz was on Twitter, and he was really laying it down. The XRP, setting the XRP story straight and use cases of XRP. And I'm going to share it with you. It's really, really interesting stuff. And you know, he's now no longer the CTO of Ripple. He's now on the board of directors. But he seems a lot more active on Twitter now that he's on the board. So it's good to see him back out there. And hey, if you hear some construction in the background, I apologize because there's some construction going on in the background. So hang in there with me and we'll get through it together. XRP sitting at 250, just under 252 right now. So the market's moving up, starting to move up after yesterday's downfall. Bitcoin's at 109,779. Ethereum's at 3844. Tether's holding comfortably at $1. And XRP is showing on Coin Paprika at 251. And CZ Binance reminded us all, many dips along the way. So we talked about this yesterday. Don't worry about the daily fluctuations. Stay focused on the long term. The long term is where it's at. You know, iTrustCapital posted this on Twitter yesterday, and I think it's really, really important. It said, before you buy, verify. Here are the top things every crypto investor checks first, or they should check first. I don't think they do, by the way, but I think they should. So crypto investing, red flags, what to watch out for before you get burned. I'm not going to go into the entire story here. You can see it on my Twitter. I'm going to share this on Twitter, but essentially, I'm going to read you the list here. Okay, 5 red flags every crypto investor should know. Proprietary or secret strategies. Okay, if somebody tells you they have secret strategies, beware, red flag. Guaranteed returns, red flag. Refusal to answer basic questions, red flag. Unclear custody or security, red flag. And no reviews or questionable reviews, big red flag. So I think this is important. That's why I like iTrustCapital. iTrustCapital, they have 5-star ratings on Google and Trustpilot. So if you're looking to buy and sell digital assets, whether it's in an IRA or not in an IRA, their premium custody account is a PCA account, premium custody account, and it's institutional grade custody in a normal digital asset account. And what's nice is it's not held in a hot wallet, so it doesn't make you a target for hackers. And God forbid somebody ever hacked your account. The worst thing that could possibly happen is they sell out your position and send your money to your bank account, because crypto does not leave these premium custody accounts. It's cash in, crypto in, cash out only. That's the way it works. That's why I love it. If you're interested, please see the link in the description of this video. I'd appreciate it if you would use my link should you want to sign up. And there's a $100 funding bonus for new customers. Okay, so let's jump into it. Ashish Burla had posted this, one step closer to uniting digital and traditional finance. Very proud of what our team is building at Evernorth. So this is, Evernorth has signed a business combination agreement with Armada Acquisition Corp. 2, which is now trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker XRPN. And what that is that's Evernorth's SPAC, Special Purpose Acquisition Company, which is the quickest way for them to go public. And that's what that's all about. So good for them, good for Ashish. I've met Ashish. He's a super, super nice guy, and he deserves all the success that he's achieved. He really, really does. Cointelegraph put this out. Canary Capital files updated S1 for its XRP spot ETF, removing the delaying amendment to enable auto-effective registration with launch date set for November 13th. Okay, so we now know Canary Capital is going to go live unless something crazy happens. They should be going live with their spot XRP ETF by November 13th. So that is great news. And this brings me to what I want to speak about David Schwartz. Okay. So the Wolf of All Streets, who's got a massive account on Twitter, if you don't follow him, he's got 1 million followers. You know, he's a Bitcoin maximalist, and he's always trolling the XRP community. So, you know, he said this is, he wanted explanations of the XRP ledger and why the XRP token is necessary and how it's different. And, you know, people have been answering them, and really they took the bait of his trolling. But David Schwartz decided to really chime in and give it to him and lay down the knowledge, as the kids say, right? So David Schwartz said, do you want to use a blockchain where people can be their own bank and no middleman tax their transactions, or do you want to be someone else's bank and tax their transactions? If you want the latter, there are dozens of blockchains for you. If you want the former, there's XRP. I do think XRP's special place on the XRP ledger ensures that XRP will capture some of the value XRPL transactions generate. XRP is the only asset without a counterparty that can be accessed by every account in every jurisdiction with no risk of default, freeze, or clawback. That's big, okay? And then the Wolf of All Streets came in and said, can we have a proper discussion about this, blah, blah, blah. And David goes on to say, the funny thing is that most of the value of most cryptocurrencies come from expected future speculation. So if what you care about future price changes, what people think will happen is much more important than what has happened. Look at Bitcoin. Most of the current investment thesis is something like, imagine if most companies started storing 1% of their treasury in Bitcoin. What would that do to the price? What that's saying is, in the future, more people will speculate on the future price appreciation than speculate currently. It's not even based on expected future utility. It's based on expected future speculation. I want to believe utility matters. I really do. And look, you know, if you're just investing something on what somebody, hoping that somebody might speculate more than you in the future, that's really the greater fool theory, isn't it? I mean, you know, I'm in XRP because I think it has real utility. And I think that, you know, that's the most important thing to me. I think that's what separates it from most digital assets. And there's others with utility, but for me, XRP has the biggest utility. And then David goes on to say one more thing. He says, let's see. Somebody asked him, I am curious what circumstances would force reluctant businesses to step into the new model. David says, the most obvious case is if they didn't want someone else to be their bank and tax their transactions. When you ask what eBay is good for, you normally don't think about it being a good way to enrich the people who invest in eBay. You think of it as a way of bringing buyers and sellers together, with the buyers and sellers wanting the cost to be as low as possible. The buyers and their sellers shouldn't want eBay's investors taxing their transactions as much as they can get away with, because that is mostly money the buyers will have to pay, but sellers don't get. I think of XRPL, the XRP ledger, as a public good. That's really a big statement, by the way. Public good is a big statement. That doesn't tax people who want to use its capabilities. I am not arguing that it's the best design or even that it's better than most other designs, but it is different. XRP really is about being your own bank and having no middleman passively taxing your transactions. So good on you, David Schwartz. I love it. I absolutely love it when he lays it down. Look, he's not only an amazing cryptographer, but he really understands things like sometimes like a philosopher and a lawyer at the same time. If you're interested, I'm going to link up at the end of this video. It'll pop up on your screen. I actually met David Schwartz for the first time at a Ripple Swell event, and I asked him a bunch of questions. And in this video that's going to pop up at the end of this video, if you want to hear the conversation I had with David, you can go ahead and click on that video and learn more about it. And let's see what else I have. No, we're going to save that for the next one. And look, that's it for this one. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Always do your own research. See you next time. Bye-bye.
You should invest in XRP because
Not even going to answer that.
we're solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem and we're making a lot of progress towards that.